Hello and welcome back to my channel. I think it's at least 2 years that I haven't posted anything, and I don't know where to start, and honestly I know that most of you don't care about my life or my health, but only so far I've been I got really sick a long time ago, and unfortunately I am still. But my health got a little bit better, or a lot better. Some of you may notice that I lost about 40 pounds during hospital visits and medication and everything else. But let's don't talk about this. I want to update you a little bit because in the meantime so much happened, and so I think let's start. Let's move into my private garage, or my man cave, which I share with my son. He's behind the camera right now. So let's go inside, show you the project updates, and explain a little bit more. So welcome to our garage. As I told you, my son is behind the camera. For those of you who don't know, this is Colin, my oldest son. He's 8 years old right now. And we are right in our small man cave, aka garage. And many of you noticed already that there are the projects where my last videos ended with. Let me just give you some impressions about the garage first, and afterwards I keep on talking at least a little bit more. As the big orange elephant in the room, I am not sure how many of you knew that I was building a Corvette ZR1 project over the last years. But since my health went so bad, I wasn't able to do any more wrenching or building on that one. So I was really fortunate to make like a swap, sold the Corvette to a good friend of mine, and was able to purchase this Huracan, which is an absolute blast. But I think there are enough videos of cars like this out there. If you are interested in this one, let me know in the comments. But I think this is not what you subscribe for or why you are visiting my channel. So the biggest thing still is the Willies project, and it looks like a huge mess again. Colin, kommst du einmal her? Einmal näher kommen, einmal die Seite zeigen. So what I've done is removed nearly all the wiring. The whole car ECU is going to be placed in Volkswagen of one of my best friends, and the reason for this is that the ECU wasn't able to manage the fuel and huge amounts of air coming into this small engine. So what I've done is I ordered this racing carb for kart use. It's quite huge as well, but it's going to simplify everything. I converted the engine back to a higher compression, and I'm running it with C16 race fuel. That's why this messy looking fuel tank is placed on top. It already ran again, and it's running so much easier, so much more snappier, than ever before. So I'm positive that this thing is going to, trust me, it's going to drive really, really soon. And do you also remember the sprint car I built? This is a whole mess in itself, because I tried to install the 4-cylinder Toyan nitro engine, and it broke during the first trial of driving. So it wasn't even able to move the tires before the crankshaft snapped. I was very disappointed about this. Talked to Toyan, but they told me they never experienced anything like this. Blah 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 blah. Many months forward, I tried to fix the engine. It instantly broke again, and it was not my fault. I even reconstructed part of the crankshaft bearings. But since the bearing, the crankshaft is only has only 2 bearings right at each end, the crankshaft itself is unsupported, and it's going to vibrate in exactly in the center, and it's prone to break sooner or later. That means I completely put this project on hold, and I wasn't even motivated to start with it ever again, until a couple of months ago. I thought, okay, because it was a hybrid, it had a brushless engine as well, brushless motor as well. I thought about, okay, why not step up the power level of the brushless motor, remove the whole Toyan stuff, and just run it electric only, even though it's much more boring. But I wanted to see this thing driving. So even all the wings are finished already, as you can see. I just need to mount them. So all this stuff is ready to go. And after several tries with the front axle, this was the first thing, with laser cutted parts. But this thing, you see, it's like bent already. It was way too weak. So I had to go back to the drawing board. Okay, let me show you some details and explain what's all about. So my son got tired from holding the camera, and because he has to be so steady all the time. So now I'm running some kind of test wheels, because the motor is so powerful. I was afraid to destroy my billet pieces. So this is just a test wheel setup for driving. The brushless motor is a little bit changed. So this has about 7 kilowatts of power on 8S. And this is exactly where the Toyan engine was before. Since I went boating with RC boats in this summer, you saw this already, the green one, which I reconstructed with carbon Kevlar and made it a little bit old school looking. And the white one over there, which is a very, very fast one, so I guess about 70-80 miles per hour. I found out how efficient this water cooling system for those brushless motors is. And since I already had everything in there for cooling the nitro engine, I just left it in there, installed an extra water pump down there, and this is just only circulating water from the motor to the cooler itself. And even with heavy abuse, I don't get this hand warm, so it's really efficient and nice. The engine itself has a lot of work to brake the car itself. So in the most of the time, the rear axle, because only this is driven, most of the time the rear axle just stopped spinning. The car broke out and really didn't brake so much. So I went with the disc brakes on the front axle. Had some trouble with a hydraulic system before. I do have the components somewhere. And since it was a pain to get everything sealed, I just stepped back and went to this mechanical brake system, and this is, even though it's a little bit more low tech, it's very, very effective, and the car stops very aggressively. And you can see you can dial in both sides independently, and using the remote control you can balance the braking front and rear axle as well. So, and I'm still in the process of dialing in all chassis parts, components, the shocks and camber, everything. Looks a bit weird right now, but yeah, I'm in the process, and this thing drives like crazy. I think this is one of the next things I'm going to show you. So what's about to come over the next month, years, whatever. Hopefully I will be healthy enough to post more content. I don't want to and can't promise anything. I'm just happy about the situation right now, and I think it's going to be like one project after the another. My son is very interested to create some YouTube content instead of only watching us see cars driving around. So I think there will be a lot of stuff with my son and me playing together. Of course, Willies driving the sprint car. This is something I didn't put my hands on for about 3 years. That's Honda Dux with a very special engine, approximately 30 horsepower, so a lot for this small thing. And yeah, you see, there's so much stuff to play with. Okay, please stay with me. I forgot, I think, the most important thing. Many of you, I guess, are still here and subscribe to the channel. I'm so happy and blessed about this. Over the years I got multiple personal messages to my email address asking how I do, if anything is wrong with me. I'm so sorry that most of the time I wasn't even able to answer them. So this is not very common in nowadays, that people really care about others. Instead of only watching on their self and being selfish. So this is really something which is very important to me. A huge thank you for you staying with me, staying here and waiting with so much patience. Hopefully you will be happy with my planned content for the future. Whatever goes through your head, just leave a comment. Please do me a favor, welcome my son as the new cameraman, which will be in front of the camera much more often in the future. So this was just something like special personal words I just wanted to tell you. And thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.